Hello everyone, and hope you're all having an amazing day or had an amazing day depending on your current time zone. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about parathyroid glands. It's that little pea-sized glands that are located right in the neck near the thyroid gland. The main purpose of this gland specifically is it's a it's really a critical role in regulating the calcium levels in your bloodstream. So what does that mean? That means that the calcium levels in the blood drop, the parathyroid glands release of PTH. PTH stimulates the release of calcium from the bone into the bloodstream, absorption of the calcium for the intestines, and also the retention of calcium by the kidneys, or for the kidneys, pretty much. Yeah, by the kidneys. So it's really important because anyone that has kidney disease or has a kidney or had a recent kidney transplant, in order for you to just make sure that your kidneys stay functioning. So the importance of the parathyroid glands is really to produce parathyroid hormones. It plays a critical role, especially for people that just received a kidney transplant or recently received one. The whole purpose of it is to regulate the calcium levels in your blood. So calcium obviously is very essential for bone health, for muscle functionalities, for even for something as simple as nerve signaling, or not simple but very complex actually. Anytime that drops, obviously it's going to cause issues. The parathyroid glands are actually releasing that PTH, which is stimulates the release of calciums into the bones, into the bloodstreams, absorbing calcium from the intestines. Also, something like retention of calcium by the kidneys. Hence, why it's so important to have a really good functioning parathyroid gland. Now, when it comes to parathyroid disorders, it can occur whenever there's a parathyroid gland that is producing too much or too little PTH, which in my daughter's situation. So, for example, for my daughter, she was producing too much PTH, so that was causing her calcium levels to skyrocket, and we couldn't control them with medication, no matter what we did. So yeah, that's what we're talking about today. So hello. If you are new to my channel, welcome. If you are a seasoned subscriber, welcome back. For those of you guys that are new to my channel, my name is Kathy, and on Mondays I do videos all about fashion, fun, accessories, bags, everything that I enjoy doing to keep my mind off of the second half of the week videos, which are all about my two daughters and their struggles with TSC and FSGS and everything that comes with it. TSC being tuberous sclerosis complex, and FSGS being a form of kidney disease that unfortunately causes damage to the glomeruli, which is the kidney filtration that can lead to kidney disease, kidney failure, transplant, dialysis. It all depends, unfortunately. So we can only really, our battles are with the actual symptoms, and with that comes all these other issues that I talk about on my videos on Fridays, unfortunately. So if you're interested in either or, please hit the little subscribe button and hit the little bell so you can be notified on all of my latest videos. And please don't forget to hit the like and comment below so I can hear a little bit more about you and how you're doing today, and also so you can comment on today's videos. So let's get started. So we try to hold off on parathyroid surgery, right? Because we wanted to make sure that we try every single thing that we possibly can, or we tried everything we possibly could in order to prevent having to deal with my daughter's high calcium levels. We just want to make sure that we try all the medications possible or available. Unfortunately, Amber had to deal with high PTH levels that we couldn't get under control because it was causing high calcium levels overall, right? So she ended up being in the hospital for about 5 days. So because of her struggles with her levels, right, with her calcium levels, Amber ended up in hospital for about 5 days on an actual calcium drip, because her levels they were either dropping too low or skyrocketing. We couldn't manage the calcium levels at all. We did recognize the fact that her parathyroid glands were just giving off way too much PTH. So her levels were kind of fluctuating. So she'd go on medication, it would control for a little bit, and then all of a sudden it would go skyrocketing. And then on other days it'll drop down to such a substantial level that we were recognizing that, hey, there's a problem here. Again, she ended up in the ICU for about 5 days. Her levels got a little bit better, obviously, because of the drip, but it was just anytime that her levels would go off or crazy, we'd end up back in the hospital having to try to figure it out. So her doctor ended up realizing, hey, we might have to consider removing as much of the parathyroid as we can to prevent your calcium levels from skyrocketing and obviously can lead to her kidney transplant damage, which is really scary because we never want that to be. We try to do whatever we can to prevent her from having any issues with her transplant. We've run through everything, whether it's getting a hysterectomy, whether it's, making sure that no other organ or anything else that can be removed is impacting her ability to live as long as she can with that transplanted kidney, or to make sure that transplanted kidney survives as long as we can. So Amber ended up having a condition called hereditary hyperthyroidism, yes, which unfortunately presented after they did a bunch of tests, tried to do everything they could with medication to get her calcium levels, to a good level or a good place. Unfortunately, it never worked. No matter what kind of medication she was on, she was still struggling. So we ended up opting in for surgery, which she ended up taking a good portion of her parathyroid glands out. She has about 1/3 of them left. So, just a fun fact: you actually can live with a big portion of your parathyroid glands out. Also, with your gallbladder out as well, as I've learned. Also, with one kidney. Yeah, wild. Also, hysterectomy, which is also an organ, by the way. So yeah, my daughter is very limited in the amount of organs that she has. So just a heads up. They did give her a series of medications, which I just want to note that I am not, again, want to go back, I'm not a doctor, a nurse, don't have any medical experience. This is all just notes from the doctors, our history, just our real life experiences, stuff that we underwent and went through, just and our real life experiences. So just make sure that I want to make sure on that. So her overall recovery process, it did take quite a bit of time for her to recover, probably about close to 2 to 3 weeks. It took her to just start feeling a little bit better. But now that was crazy was after she had the surgery, she ended up getting, like, anytime she's outside, no matter what, especially here in the South, what ends up happening, like, if it's warm outside, she's like excessively warm. Like, it's like ridiculous. Like, if it's cold out, she has to have shorts and a t-shirt. So she definitely has seen some major differences, just after she had this surgery. So we know that it is a lot of benefits to it, but it also she has struggled too as well. So we try to keep her spirits high, right? Because obviously her calcium levels are a lot better now. She's on different medications still, just to make sure that once she came out of the hospital, she was on medication. She's no longer on these medications. It was the calcitrol, the elemental calcium, and the ergocalciferol. I believe those were the 3 medications. Bear with me as my pronunciation of these weird medications and these different diseases. Obviously, I have a difficult time sometimes of really saying them properly, so I'm not gonna lie here and try to sound like I know what I'm talking about, because half the time I know what the medications do, because that's definitely something that we do a lot of research on. But for some reason, just the terminology and just making sure that I'm saying these words properly, I definitely do struggle. So she did have the parathyroid surgery probably a few months after she had her hysterectomy. So it was like bam, bam. She really was going one surgery after another, which was really, really, really hardcore. She really went through a lot. She also had her arm surgery to remove her line that she was using or utilizing for her um, dialysis. So yeah, it was crazy. It was insane. The amount of surgeries that she went through for the past year, it was nonstop. I mean, we were literally in the hospital probably about 60% of her lifetime last year, and the year prior, and then it's just insane. So she's doing good. Obviously, it worked for her because her calcium levels are a lot better now, but she did struggle to get there, right? So we need to be, we always have to outweigh the good from the bad. Obviously, the doctors went through it. So from the doctor's information, what he was providing to us, he said that her right gland, which was the inferior type E gland, was 4 times the normal size. So we obviously knew that it was enlarged. So we knew that we needed to get that out of there right away. And then the distal was about 3/4 was resected, and a large hemoclip left in place. So we, again, reading the doctor's notes and understanding what he's saying, we had to do a lot of research, right, and understanding everything. Uh, but he did a great job. So from what he was saying is the left inferior one was about 5 times the normal size. Again, that was fully removed. The right superior type B and left superior type D parathyroid glands, 2 times the normal size and fully removed. So he went in there. He went in there and he was removing a lot. But it was really important for her health and to make sure that her kidney remains healthy and so that we can prolong it as much as possible. So, I hope this is informative, right? I really hope that I'm able to bring some information to you guys and let you guys know what's our crazy journey in this crazy life that we have. But she's doing better. She's still struggling here and there with other things, but we're focused on getting her healthier and making sure that she's feeling a lot better every day. So thank you again, guys. Thank you so much for taking the time out to check out my video. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please don't forget to hit the like button and comment below. Let me know what you think of today's video. And please don't forget to focus through and evolve. Ciao.